details on which games have Halloween events for you to celebrate, and info on which MMO universe besides World of Warcraft is getting its own competitive card game. Hey guys, I'm Gillyweed with MMO Play, and I'm bringing you all that and more this week on MMO News. Halloween is only a few weeks away, which means it's once again time for spooky events to take over our favorite MMOs. Here are a few games who are getting festive for the season. The Settlers Online annual Halloween event kicked off on Wednesday. The event brings back all the usual content from years past, plus a batch of fresh treats like an exclusive new building, new buffs, and a new boss fight. The pumpkin hunt has begun as well, so get out there and collect some to trade for special Halloween objects. Players of TERA Rising will be pleased as the Revenge of Caprima event is open for players to partake and will last through November 4th. This event brings back the Fane of Caprima dungeon that has been popular with other players. As part of this event, there's also the Banquet of Blood and the Festival Hall for gamers to delight in. The Elsword Ariel's Nightmare Halloween event is also underway. Players can help protect poor Ariel from the monster hunting her dreams. There's plenty of ghouls to defeat and loot to be gained for intrepid adventurers. The main focus of the Elsword Ariel's Nightmare event is the Ariel's Nightmare dungeon. This dungeon can accommodate anywhere from 1 player to 4 players, ranging in level from 10 to 70. Players will also face nightmare creatures during the Elsword Halloween event, which lasts through November 4th. Are you partaking in any online Halloween events? Let us know which ones you like in the comments section below. There's a new dungeon in Dofus and you'll literally be itching to enter it. The newly hatched Kick Roach's Lair dungeon starts off with a reversal of roles as your characters shrink to a size smaller than insects. With the creepy crawlies known as villain sects now towering over you, the dungeon quickly becomes a slay or be slayed ordeal. This dungeon is optimized for teams of players level 40 and up. Prevail over these ravenous insects and you stand to earn some pretty serious swag. This includes 5 new achievements, materials to craft items from Micro Set, the new level 40 multi-elemental set, and generous dungeon quest rewards. Players can access Kick Roach's Lair in the beginner's area of Astrub. Every player, regardless of subscription status, can enter the dungeon, although underleveled challengers should be prepared to become insect grub. Kick Roach's Lair is part of Update 2.24, also known as the Microcosmos Update. The content drop also includes an interface revamp of the in-game shop to make it easier to navigate and convenient logged-out sales notifications, among other quality of play improvements. RuneScape developers Jagex announced this week that they're in the process of developing a competitive card game. Chronicle RuneScape Legends is going to be a standalone game, but will take place within the RuneScape realm. In fact, Chronicle exists within the pages of a living book. The CCG will have a miniature single-player mode and promises to be interwoven into the rich lore of RuneScape. But that's not all of the RuneScape news for this week. The core game has some announcements of its own, namely the new Iron Man mode. The Iron Man Challenge is a form of play that's already used in many MMO games, but is usually enforced by the player itself. Most often, fans playing Iron Man RuneScape will agree to a set of hardcore rules, restricting trading, team play, and assisted quests. Now, Jagex have made it into a dedicated mode, meaning MMO fans have preset rules that they can abide by, leading to more potential for competitive Iron Man-style gaming. Jagex have provided a standard Iron Man mode for dedicated soloists. If that's not tough enough, they've also made a hardcore no respawns version too, for maximum carnage. But if you grow attached to your hardcore Iron Warrior, there is a get out clause. Jars of Divine Light can be bought to revert hardcore mode back into normal mode. Think you're up to the challenge? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Why fight alone when you can forge alliances and broker deals that will isolate and cripple your enemies? The first major content update to the Galactic Civilizations 3 beta version, also known as Galactic Civilizations 3 Beta 2, has just gone live and it activates diplomacy as a full feature. Through a new diplomacy screen, you can start engaging potential allies in strategic negotiations and working with others to bring down a common foe. The feature is made richer by the inclusion of trade routes, technology trading, and alliances in the new update. Players can now build trade routes with other players' planets, allowing for exchange in everything from credits and text to ships and planets. But remember that your ally one day can be your foe the next, given the dynamic nature of intergalactic relations. Along with diplomacy and trading, the newest update to the game welcomes the Kryn faction. The Kryn are described as a conglomeration of species that are effectively under the ruling influence of organized crime. The Galactic Civilizations 3 beta is currently available as part of Steam Early Access. WildStar's ride has not been the smoothest since the game launched not long ago. Some big-name raiding guilds have already left the game, and players have been very vocal over the low populations in many servers. In an effort to increase populations, WildStar servers merged into mega servers on Wednesday. The gist of the WildStar mega servers is that all players on PvP realms will now go to the Warhound server for North America or the Lumini server for Europe. PvE players will find themselves adventuring on either the Entity server for North America or Jabbit server for Europe. The game is also adding a surname to characters so players won't have to rename their characters when duplicate names pop up. In addition, all characters that are level 3 and up will be moved. Any level 1 or 2 characters that have not logged into the game for the last 30 days will be deleted. Alright guys, it's time for the 5-in-1. Here are 5 stories condensed into one sentence each. Work has begun on the Elder Scrolls Online's 5th update, and the public test server has a bunch of new content for gamers to try out, including a new veteran dungeon and new facial animations. Warner Bros. Interactive announced another round of turbine layoffs this week, marking the second time this year that the company has had to lay off employees. The EverQuest 2 Altar of Malice open beta began on Tuesday, so go get a sneak peek of the game before it fully launches on November 25th. World of Warcraft's Iron Tide update launched on Tuesday in preparation for the game's Warlords of Draenor expansion and to appease the approximately 600,000 new subscribers that Blizzard has reported. And finally, Skara has secured its Steam Early Access version and will launch on October 27th for $19. Well guys, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching! Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest info, contests, and more. I'm Gillyweed, and I'll see you next week, but until then, I'll see you in game.